After months of pleading, Ukrainian forces are finally getting their hands on the mighty F-16 Fighting Falcon, a legendary American warplane that has seen it all from the brutal sands of the Middle East to the harrowing skies of the Balkans. But can the battle-tested F-16s navigate the treacherous skies above Ukraine, bristling with Russia's formidable air defense system, the S-400? What strategic maneuvers can Ukraine employ to maximize the potency of these new assets? Are the skies above Ukraine about to witness a showdown like never before? And most importantly, will they tip the scales in Ukraine's favor? As we unravel the layers, stay tuned till the last for a surprising twist that could reshape the course of the conflict. Up until now, Ukraine's Air Force has been cobbled together from aging Soviet-era relics. These outdated jets are no match for Russia's sophisticated air defense systems and advanced fighter jets. The Ukrainian Air Force has been taking a beating, losing a staggering number of planes since the war began. The F-16s are supposed to change that. These American jets boast superior technology, packing a bigger punch and offering better maneuverability than anything Ukraine has flown before. They can be equipped with laser targeting pods and devastating air-to-surface missiles, allowing them to take the fight directly to Russian troops and equipment on the ground. But most importantly, the F-16 is a master of suppression of enemy air defenses. Armed with high-speed anti-radiation missiles, these jets can hunt down and destroy enemy radars, effectively blinding Russia's air defense network and carving a path for Ukrainian bombers and attack jets. On paper, this all sounds fantastic. Ukrainian pilots are already training on the F-16 in the US and Europe, and the first jets are expected to arrive this summer. But here is the rub: the skies above Ukraine are a far cry from the relatively permissive environments the F-16 has operated in before. Russia boasts a formidable arsenal of surface-to-air missiles, SAMs, including the highly advanced S-400 system. These sophisticated radars can spot a fly at a wedding from miles away, making it incredibly difficult for any aircraft, even a top-of-the-line fighter like the F-16, to sneak in undetected. Experts warn that Ukrainian F-16s could be sitting ducks. They might take off only to find themselves immediately within range of deadly Russian SAMs. Unlike previous conflicts, there will not be any safe havens for these jets to maneuver and deploy their tactics. They will be under threat from the moment they leave the ground. This grim reality has some former US pilots calling the deployment of F-16s in Ukraine the toughest scenario the jet has ever faced. The S-400 surface-to-air missile systems came into use about 15 years after the Block 50 F-16 fighter jets were introduced. These S-400 systems are made to deal with the strengths of the Fighting Falcon aircraft. But then why is Zelensky so keen to get these F-16s? Well, the Ukrainian Air Force sees three key weapons on the F-16 that could change the game: the small diameter bomb, high-speed anti-radiation missiles, and the joint air-to-surface standoff missile. Let us analyze what significance they hold in the scheme of things. The small diameter bomb stands out for its ability to glide for long distances and hit moving targets. However, there is a catch: the bomb's range depends on the altitude and speed at which it is launched. Even at its maximum range, a fourth-generation fighter like the F-16 would likely be detected and targeted by advanced Russian defense systems like the S-400 long before it could release these bombs. Moreover, without a way to pinpoint the location of advanced defense systems like the S-400 or detect their signals, using a high-speed anti-radiation missile to target them is like taking a shot in the dark. These missiles, which cost around $200,000 each, rely on detecting radar emissions to find their target. However, without the ability to locate those emissions, hitting a specific radar system with precision becomes extremely challenging, if not impossible. It is essentially like trying to hit a moving target without knowing where it is. Joint air-to-surface standoff missiles, on the other hand, are slow and sneaky cruise missiles that newer F-16s can carry. Even some older F-16s can carry them, but they need software and flight certifications first. The war in Ukraine teaches us just one thing about air power: it is that fourth-generation platforms have no place on the modern battlefield. The fighting in Ukraine shows that older fighter jets might not be the best fit for today's wars. While giving Ukraine F-16s is a good idea, it might be expensive and risky. Instead, Ukraine would benefit more from stronger air defense systems, like the Patriot missile system. This would help Ukraine keep Russia's air force in check, without needing fancy new fighter jets. Plus, Ukraine still needs help with weapons for land battles, like tanks and missiles. So what next? Do F-16 do any good to Ukraine? Let us try to decode. The only strategic maneuver which Ukraine can deploy is to use these jets in a defensive role rather than attacking. In a defensive role, the F-16 can be a force multiplier for Ukraine. These jets can be integrated into the existing air defense network, adding another layer of protection against Russian drones, cruise missiles, and fighter bombers. The F-16s can also carry advanced air-to-air missiles like the Sidewinder and AMRAAM, giving Ukraine the capability to engage and potentially shoot down enemy aircraft. Further, Ukraine has been aggressively targeting Russian air defenses for months. They have managed to shoot down several enemy early warning aircraft and even launched a daring long-range missile strike that took out multiple S-400 launchers in Crimea. This relentless assault could be softening the battlefield for the F-16s, making their job a little less suicidal. The arrival of the F-16 in Ukraine is a significant development in this brutal war. While it will not guarantee Ukrainian air superiority, it injects a much-needed dose of hope and capability. The coming weeks and months will be crucial. Can Ukrainian pilots master this complex aircraft and survive the gauntlet of Russian air defenses? Can they exploit the gaps created by their recent offensives and turn the tide of the air war? Time will tell.